Hi, I'm Luis Correas, I'm Managing Director of Walqa Technology Park. Walqa Technology Park is like an industrial site where different companies have their offices and their buildings and operate from here for the rest of the world. So technology parks usually are focused on innovation, on technology, on those sectors where technology is very important. But these sectors are so different as energy, as biotech, as ICT, and many others. Nowadays, all economic sectors and industrial sectors have to include technology and innovation to be competitive. In Walqa Technology Park, there are currently 14 buildings owned by different companies. 3 of them are operated directly by us, by Walqa Technology Park as a company, who is in charge of locating these offices to the third parties, to the other companies. Walqa Technology Park is part of the eLand project as a pilot site, where the different tools developed within the eLand project are tested and are validated in a real scenario. In Walqa Technology Park, the main consumption for the buildings is climatization. It's very energy intensive, but luckily we have a very good irradiation from the sun, also some good wind resource. So here in Walqa there have been in the past years several initiatives to harvest renewable energy directly within the park and in the buildings. So to optimize all this harvesting of energy and the energy consumption, some of the tools developed within eLand project are very important to encompass very well the energy demand and the energy production in an optimal way. As in Walqa there are many different buildings, each of them operated by its own company. There are many potential for synergies among all these members of the wider energy Walqa community. So we have foreseen how to build stronger links within the different members, different buildings, where energy exchanges may take place and how to deal with that. We are a little bit limited by the current legislation that will evolve over time. We know that legislation will evolve and will allow us to do things that today are not permitted, but we are looking forward to that and how to build a stronger energy community. For this also, eLand project is trying to devise different ways to come together, different ways on how to establish these communities, these contracts and these relationships among the members, and also for the good acceptance of these models. It's very important to take into account all the societal aspects. In eLand project, a very important part is to have the reliable data to make the decisions. So the buildings within Walqa are monitored in the electrical consumption, also in electricity production for those buildings which include renewable energy production on site, and also in a pilot in this building we are monitoring temperatures over time in order to adapt climatization needs to the electricity consumption. A SCADA system has been developed on purpose for the project, where we can retrieve all the data that are stored there. We can represent them graphically in a very easy way, and this is a very useful tool. A very important part of this project is the INICOM Living Lab. That means that in the INICOM office, we have equipped it with sensors that are measuring continuously temperature, humidity, pressure. So we are storing all this data, analyzing it, and checking how the climatization can be optimized. So we expect to expand this experience from the Unicom office to the rest of the building. Of course, we have retrieved during the past years all the historic data of ambient temperature and irradiation and wind speed. These are very important data that also within ELAN project we are keeping on retrieving, and with that we can also correlate with internal conditions of the building. In Walqa Technology Park we have photovoltaics on the roof of a parking slot, on several sun trackers. These are grid-connected photovoltaics. Also, several buildings have their own self-consumption based on photovoltaics and increasing power. Also, we have 3 wind turbines of different sizes, and we are installing electrical chargers for electric vehicles, and also foreseeing to the future, looking ahead. We also have hydrogen production on site from renewables and hydrogen dispensers for hydrogen vehicles.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Aragon Hydrogen Foundation. My name is Carlos and I work as a technician here in the Innovation Department at Aragon Hydrogen Foundation. The Aragon Hydrogen Foundation is a private and a non-for-profit organization who works for the development of the hydrogen technologies here in Aragon and also in Spain. We were launched in 2003 and led by the Aragon government. Nowadays we are composed by a board member of more than 70 companies of Aragon and from Spain, which involves all the main industrial sectors of Aragon. Here we are in the Eliforo project facilities. This Eliforo project was a project which Aragon Hydrogen Foundation was the coordinator, and also participates Unicom, Epic Power, ITM and CEA. In this project the main objective was the design and the development of an installation which produces hydrogen in a complete off-grid mode, what means that the only energy resource is the PV field that we have here in this installation, and it's a PV field of 62 kilowatts, which is directly coupled with this PEM electrolyzer. This PEM electrolyzer is a 50 kilowatts electrolyzer, which, as I said, produces the hydrogen, the green hydrogen. We can say this is a complete green hydrogen because the only source is this PV panel, this PV field, and it's directly managed by 13 DC-DC converters, which directly takes the energy coming from the PV field and gives all the energy needed in this PEM electrolyzer. The main goal that we achieved in this project, because as I said is already finished, is that we produced in 6 months that took this demonstration phase. We produced near 400 kilograms of green hydrogen, and we reached a maximum daily production of 6 kilograms. On all this installation, as is an off-grid installation, has also developed by Unicom a complete control system, which allows us to work in an autonomous way, and which allows us also to work without this grid connection. This system, as the solar resource is extremely variable, we also developed a small microgrid, which allows us to control all the energy coming from the PV panels and gives all the consumptions of the essential consumptions that we need, that are 24 hours per day with energy. Okay, so after visiting the Eliforov project, all the facilities that we developed there in this project, here we are going to see one of the potential uses of this hydrogen. In this case, all the hydrogen we produce here at Aragon Hydrogen Foundation is used in this hydrogen refilling station. Here in this part we can see the whole process of the hydrogen, starting with the hydrogen production, the hydrogen storage, and after that the next use, in this case in this station. Firstly, with the electrolyzer, with the PEM electrolyzer, we produce the hydrogen, and with the only source of the renewable energies, in this case, in our case, with the PV field, and we use this energy resource in the PEM electrolyzer, and after that we store this hydrogen in a medium pressure vessel, which allows us to store this hydrogen at 35 bars. After that, depending on the use you are going to give to this hydrogen, you can use directly from this vessel, or in case you need to increase the pressure, depending on the use of this hydrogen, we use a double stage compressor in order to increase this pressure, and we store this hydrogen in a rack of 18 bottles of type 1 at the maximum pressure allowed in this rack of 450 bars. With both hydrogen storage solutions, we are allowed to store more or less 30 kilograms of hydrogen, and with this high pressure storage, we refill the fuel cell electric vehicle with this station. So here you can see all the complete cycle, starting with the production, after that with the storage, and then with the hydrogen use. This one is the nozzle we use here at Aragon Hydrogen Foundation in the hydrogen refilling station for charging the fuel cell electric vehicle. It's a new one that we acquired a few months ago, and the main characteristic of this nozzle is this black sensor, which is an IR sensor, that is really useful for us because we take measurements during the recharge of the vehicle of pressure and temperature. The pressure is useful for us in order to know how is the pressure, or which pressure we have in the tank of the vehicle, and the temperature is also critical because the hydrogen, when it's expanded, when the pressure decreases, the hydrogen is the only gas that increases the temperature, so it's a critical parameter we have to measure in order to be sure that we are within the critical parameters and we don't have any kind of problems during the whole process.